Nice, beautiful day here in Lynchburg, Virginia. Kind of cool, nice and windy. We're just going to talk a little bit about a couple of things, so let's get to it. What's going on, family? Welcome to another edition of Crimson Truck Pride 2. We are out here in Lynchburg, Virginia, waiting on another load. We done got a load. Nice, beautiful day. Nice little breeze blowing. As y'all can see, I'm in the background of scenery of some trees. But what we're going to talk about, some of y'all want to know, is basically the ins and outs of flatbed, the pros and cons, and the good, bad, and ugly. You know, so let's get started with that, and we'll see y'all in a minute. Okay, family, we'll start off with some of the good things about flatbed. Right now, as y'all can see behind me, I'm on I got a 53-foot trailer. The good thing about 53-foot trailer is that, like, if you got like carrying a spare tire like I am in this wood right here, that gives you a couple of feet more. You know, what is it? 5 more feet more that you can put your junk on like I do, and then you got 48-foot you know, part of the trailer. But this ain't really quite as 5 feet, but it's close. But that helps a lot. So that's a good thing about carrying a 53-foot trailer. I'd rather have a 48-foot, because on the 53, let me get down here and show y'all. Give me 1 second. On a 53, most 53s, you got an overhang. With a 48, now I have seen and pulled some 48s that do have overhang, but most of them don't have a big overhang like this. As y'all can see, I got a lot of overhang back here, and I don't like that, especially when you're turning and backing up. Most of the time, they say on a 48-foot trail, the end of your trailer is about right here, so you got a little bit overhang, not that much. Some got it all the way to the back and don't have much of an overhang. So that's the good thing and the bad thing about having a 48 and a 53-foot trailer. Another good thing about flatbed, before I went back to flatbed, I've been driving 20 years doing flatbed, van, reefer, dump bucket. I done it all pretty much in 20 years. But when I was pulling the van, I don't know if y'all noticed, when I was doing some of my videos, I always had a knee brace on. Well, come to find out, I had arthritis in my knee, and what was happening is I was kind of limping on it a little bit, and then it got worse and worse, that I had to go to getting a cane and walking on a cane, and it got kind of bad, but that didn't stop me from working. I kept working, and then I went to doing flatbed. Well, the good thing about it is I started doing flatbed and it was real hot. So I was sweating a lot, drinking a lot of water. I started losing weight. And as I started losing the weight, I started walking a lot better, because I was getting some of that weight off that I had on me off. And also it helped with the arthritis. So then I got to the point where I didn't have to use the cane no more, and I was just using the knee brace. And then it got to the point where I didn't have to use the knee brace no more. So that's the good thing about flatbed. If you eat right or whatever, and doing the exercise of working your loads, tarping and everything, you know, that would help you lose weight. And like I said, it helped a lot with me, you know, with losing the weight and stuff. So it was a good thing. Now, you know, it got kind of like a little cool And I kind of got on my little solid diet and stuff, and wasn't sweating as much because it got cool. So I started gaining the weight back. So I mean, I don't have no problem with my knee so far, but I'm gonna have to go back to losing the weight, so back to eating right, topping a lot of these lows, sweating like crazy during the summer, and get this weight back down some more. So like I said, I've been eating way too good and kind of taking advantage of it with it being cool and stuff. So I don't want to go back to having to use a cane or use a leg brace or knee brace or whatever to get around and stuff. So other than that, that's pretty much it. But I guess going to the bad things about flatbed is there's sometimes a lot of tarping, especially a lot of your metal. You got to tarp it, and it's a workout. It will wear you out, the tarping. Sometimes I have to tarp 2 times or 3 times a week. Sometimes I might tarp 1 time. Sometimes I might get away. Well, I don't think I get away without tarping at least 1 time a week. Not that I know of, but that's the bad thing about it. A lot of people don't like the tarp because there's a lot of work in it. So that's the bad thing about it. So I guess you have to deal with it. The goods and the bads with it and everything. Now, if you're worried about the money with flatbed money is real good. It pays real good. But right now, with this coronavirus going on, they are really cutting our rates on the steel and stuff, and a lot of our freight. Pipe loads, I love hauling pipe loads because they used to pay real good, but right now, pipe loads ain't paying that good. They're cutting the rates. They're cutting the rates big time because they know that a lot of people's looking freight right now with it being slow, so they kind of take advantage of that and start cutting the rates. So rates out here now is terrible for flatbed, but once the economy get back up, this coronavirus over with, hopefully they get the rates back up and you can do pretty good. You can make pretty good money with pulling flatbed. But like I said, but right now with the rates kind of bad, sometimes 1 or 2 loads a week, and it's, I'm surviving like everybody else, but it's kind of hard just pulling 2 loads a week. Maybe a three loads, but most of the time it's 2 loads. So right now we're dealing with that right now, So that's the bad thing about it, is dealing with the economy right now the way it is. The good thing about it is, hopefully this stuff picks up and we keep it moving. All right, next question: do I like being a flatbed driver? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I hate being a flatbed driver, and I still hate flatbed. But the thing about it is, flatbed keeps me in shape, keeps my health a lot better, and also help me on, like I said, dealing with the arthritis in my knees. So that's the plus thing about it, that it's good for me. But as far as liking it, I never liked the flatbed. But like I said, the reason I done it to get back in shape and stuff, because when I was in the van, I was gaining a lot of weight because I was just basically like going these shippers, opening and closing the door and telling them to wake me up when they get through unloading me and go to sleep. So I started picking up a lot of weight. And like I said, when I went to flatbed, I started dropping it back down again. And back then when I was with WTI, when I was doing flatbed back in 2010, 11, my weight was pretty good and stuff, doing it with them. So that's the good thing about flatbed. Like I said, you can lose weight, can pretty much stay in shape. Y'all see them big old muscles right there, y'all know them pythons, that come from doing flatbed. So if you want them, do flatbed. But other than that, like I said, I hate flatbed with a passion, but I know what's good for me and what I need to stick with, so I'm gonna stick with flatbed as long as I can. So with that said, if you're looking to do the same thing, just go doing flatbed. Okay, Blair. I know some of y'all want to know, is Blair a good company to come to? Man, these allergies. For the little time that I've been here, it has its good and bad. Before the coronavirus came, we was booming with freight, doing good. I was getting home 1 or 2 times a week, sometimes 3, and mostly home every weekend. I think one time I got stuck out one weekend as far as I've been here, and that's been a good while. But most of the time, the good thing about with Blair, I can get loads to go back home. It might be getting home Friday, Saturday, for my weekend. But some during the weekday, getting loads to go back, and I can go through, and then I can, as y'all can see in some of my videos, I can go to the house come back out and deliver the next day, or go home and wait till they get a better paying load and then step out. So overall, Blair is a good company. I'm satisfied with them. I'm satisfied that I can get home. That's the main thing. And I'm satisfied with, you know, the decency and the money. Because right now, you know, things are so tough right now. You know, if you can make a paycheck every week, a decent paycheck, you're doing good, you can't gripe about it. But when the economy pick back up, then you want to start griping about the money you're making. You know, it needs to get better. So, you know, like I said, and I had my you know, disbeliefs and stuff. Me and my dispatcher go through it because I don't agree with all the loads sometimes, and I'm not just going to take any and everything. It's got to work where I'm going to make some money out of it and bring home money to the family and stuff, you know, and be able to pay my bills. So I'm not just going to take anything. But like I said, overall, they're a good company. I recommend them to anybody. Even with the slow period of time going on, we still doing decent. So I really can't complain. Some companies done closed the doors and sending their drivers home. So some of them ain't even working, you know, along with some of the factories and stuff. So you got to look at that too. If you're working, be thankful, because some people want to work and can't work right now because of the situation of the coronavirus. So if you're working, look at that as a plus and be thankful, and, you know, thank God for that, because a lot of people, like I said, is going through a lot of hard times and behind in bills and can barely eat because they're not working. So, and they have no control over that. It's whoever they work for, the company and stuff, if they send them home or whatever. So just be thankful if you are working, and, you know, be thankful for what you get. So, all right, I think we're going to end this journey right here with this speech about Flatbed. I hope this was helpful to some of y'all, and help y'all make a decision if you want to go to doing Flatbed, leaving the van division, doing Flatbed, or even go into trucking. I hope I was some help to you, try to give out some points, because some people want to know about Flatbed. Some people don't know about Flatbed. Some people want to know about trucking. So I try to give all the help I can to get some of y'all out there to get started. Little quick story. When I first started driving, I did what they call grandfather in. I never got trained by nobody, so I had to learn everything out on my own. So I went out there and I started off with Flatbed with this company called TCI out of Kernersville, North Carolina. Small flatbed company. They used to haul a lot of tobacco and stuff like that, and stuff on flatbed still. My very first load, I told the guy I'd never been trained, never really been on a truck, just backing up trucks at the warehouse. That's where I started at. And he told me, you're driving around the corner. So I took him around the corner. He said, well, you finna go to, I went to Chattanooga, Tennessee, very first load. So I ended up, I was scared to go because I never been in the mountains. So it was another driver. He said, well, I'm going to send another driver with you. So we went up there and we got up there. I want to say somewhere in, not Black Mountain, the other mountain on 77. I can't think of the name of it right now. And we got up in there and we went to sleep. And when I knew it, I woke up, he was gone. So he had ended up leaving me. So I had to go across the mountains myself. But luckily I had an older gentleman, that took his time and talked me down the mountain and helped me out. Ooh, this wind getting a little windy. Talked me down the mountain and helped me out. Let me finish this inside because it's getting windy out here, probably cutting off my voice. But he helped me get down that mountain, and when I came back, my dispatcher said, you're going to go back again. He made me go back and forth all that week, back and forth to Chattanooga. So, you know, I was scared as I don't know what. And I think I had a trip after then to go up north, which was going up to New Jersey. So I got in all that traffic and used to get scared. And I used to always be late because I was scared when a lot of traffic. I just pull over and wait till the traffic die down, go to sleep, and then I'd be late for my deliveries. And so he was asking me, why you always late with your deliveries? I said, because to be honest with you, I'm scared to go up north, you know, and all this traffic be coming, it be scaring me. I'm scared I'm going to hit somebody. But luckily, you know, I got over it and got over the fear. And like I said, you know, then I just started doing, you know, driving here and everywhere. So if you think you're scared to go out there and try it, don't be scared. You never know. You're going to have to go out there and try it. Now these days, you got a lot of people, if you don't know what you're doing when you're tarping loads, or like say doing a coil, A lot of people don't know how to do cords, but you get people that will help you out there. You got more people that help you with flatbed than somebody help you with a van to hold your tandem so you can slide them. You can't get people to do that. I know when I used to pull van loads, I couldn't get nobody to help me hold my tandems, and it's like, man, you catching time, keep moving up, past it, going, you know, and man, that was just a headache. But, you know, with flatbed, you do get a lot of people to help you if you don't know what you're doing, or you just say, listen, man, I never hauled this before. Can you kind of help me out, go through it and stuff? And that's what I do a lot of times. I help a lot of people that never haul cords and stuff, and, you know, help them out, give them a quick little schooling on it and show them how to, you know, tie it down and, you know, help them out. And that's what you're supposed to do. That's what all our drivers are supposed to do. So, anyway, with that said, we're going to end this video. I hope that was a real good, doggone, I'm tired now. I hope that was real good information to help any of y'all out that want to come to do on flatbed. But we're going to end this video, and y'all know what it is. Always, roll tide roll, baby, for life. Peace.